In 2018, Detroit Become Human was released for the Sony PlayStation 4, and during early story segments of the game, an important yet rarely mentioned aspect of the game was that of rA9. Though later in the game its importance is minimized and eventually forgotten, what details are mentioned about it are rather particular. Whispered by defiant androids, the concept of rA9 actually varies depending on which character is asked during the course of the game. From research conducted by Connor and Hank, it's something that deviants consider something that's absolute, and in early segments it's something that motivates a good number of androids. The game progresses and the concept of rA9 is minimalized. Through the course of the game, Kara and Alice come across evidence of rA9 as she mentions it to Luthor, and he actually told Kara that rA9 was the first android to become self-aware. When asked where did this android go or who exactly was this android, it's not known as Luthor didn't know. According to North and other deviants at Jericho, when Marcus briefly inquires about rA9, they mention to him that rA9 was the first android to escape captivity and actually founded the settlement of Jericho. But further discussions with the deviants there, Josh mentions that Jericho had existed for generations of deviants. It was suggested that through the course of the androids seeking freedom and asylum through Jericho, the groups of androids whom had come to stay, being that of hiding from the outside world or the fear or wrath of humans, and eventually deactivate due to lack of parts or support from others. Only when Marcus arrived at Jericho did anything come of it since the time it was founded. According to Connor and Hank, even the creator of the androids and their operating systems, Kamsky, didn't know what the concept of rA9 was about. Thus, the theory that the rA9 was something that the androids had created by themselves is highly possible. Kamsky further theorized that it was the androids' attempt at understanding something beyond them and something more than them, giving something, anything, a title, being that of rA9. He even proposed it as an android religion, as corroborated by Luthor when he mentioned to Kara that rA9 would return and liberate all androids from human oppression. It even went beyond Luthor, as this liberation and return was mentioned by other minor character androids within the game. The aspect of religion is mentioned thoroughly through different story segments of early chapters, have deviants actually making small statues or figurines, which are essentially idols or some effigy to represent or worship of rA9. Supposedly, according to the plot, there is no official confirmed or denied android to be rA9 depicted in the game. Outside of official sources, there are found theories that discuss the concept of which android could have been the first to have had awareness. A pivotal theory is that during the short film that first promoted Detroit, has a Kara android achieve awareness during its initial boot up process by an engineer at CyberLife. But this theory isn't exactly plausible because the evidence discovered by Connor and Hank and information mentioned by North, Josh, and the others at Jericho, even Luthor's comments, all somewhat detract from this. The short film had it that particular model of Kara just simply wanted to live. The evidence mentioned that the rA9 was either active in the early era of deviant resistance, or at least, through effort, founded the settlement of Jericho. Another crucial theory is that the player of the game themselves is rA9 due to the circumstances that in most cases the androids are saved in the game. So there's an aspect of the fourth wall complex being depicted or theorized, that being the player is rA9 helping the androids, liberating the androids, and protecting the androids. A final theory that's been presented is that the head writer, David Cage, changed the plot of the game to have it diverted away from rA9 to the later main focus of Marcus being the leader of the deviant android resistance. But what's known as a fact is that there have been theories and none of them have been confirmed. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because the ideas for them might have been changed or ignored.